bills, not only looking at one component, but rather at all 4 components of the price. That is, the cost of the energy itself, which makes more or less 56% on average of the bill, grid charges on average 18%, taxes and levies 15%, and carbon costs on average around 11%. As I said, of course, these are averages and they differ depending on the energy mix in the respective member state. Now, on the cost of energy, on the market design. Overall, the current market design has delivered, and there is overall support for the current system. But it is crucial that we reduce the cost impact when gas sets the electricity price. Therefore, we are preparing different options, better use of power purchase agreements and contracts for difference, state aid measures, and we are exploring subsidizing or even capping the gas price. Second, on the grid charges. That is a delicate matter because on one hand, these charges are needed to invest in more and smarter grids, and on the other hand, there is room to increase the productivity of grids so that less renewables are wasted. And here I want to give you one figure that is telling. Last year, we installed more than 80 gigawatts of renewables in the European Union, a record. So far, so good. But 6 times more renewable energy does not get access to the grids. So if we produced 6 times more renewables, that was wasted. With electricity demand set to increase, this is simply not sustainable. My third point on taxes and levy, this is of course a national competence. I fully respect that. But it is also true that some member states are taxing electricity much higher even than gas. To give you another example, one member state applies 0% taxes, 0, on retail electricity, while some others apply over 16%. That makes a difference. So there is room for action, and as I said, it is a national competence. Finally, the fourth component on ETS. Also on ETS, let me give you one figure. Without ETS, we would now consume 100 billion cubic meter more gas, again making us more vulnerable, more dependent and weaker. So we need ETS, but we need to modernize it. And I look forward to continuing this debate on all these elements with you here in the European Parliament. Honourable Members, let me finish on another aspect of competitiveness. It is one thing that we actually agree on components of competitiveness, that's good, but it's another thing that we deliver on the action and the legislation. And this is why we will soon present a roadmap for One Europe, One Market. The purpose of this roadmap is that we set out key legislative measures that we must adopt with clear timelines, clear targets, to deliver them by the end of 2027. We want to be done and completed with the work by the end of 2027 for One Europe, One Market. And I say that explicitly because we all know by experience only what gets measured gets done. So the roadmap contains various packages of legislation. It's also very important. Savings and investment union, all the topics of energy I was just touching upon, quality jobs, AI, gigafactories, the 28th regime. You just name it, these are only a few. My point is that I would like all 3 institutions, Parliament, Council and Commission, to sign up for it. We know the challenges. We know what must be done. Now we must deliver for European citizens. Thank you, and long live Europe.
Thank you very much. Now we go to the speakers for the political group, starting with the EPP group, Jeroen Lenners.